What's up, YouTube? This is video number 2, and we are welding aluminum on that 110-220 multi-process MIG machine. Now, if you haven't seen video number 1, make sure you go back to it, because in that we were welding with 5356 wire, and I teach you things like torch angle, should you drag or push, contact tip to work distance, pre-clean, and then also what you can do to check for penetration with a household item oven cleaner. And so go back to that video, make sure you watch that before this, because in this one we are again welding with the Fronius Transsteel 2200 on 110-220, but we are using 4043. Now with 4043, the biggest problem that everybody has with it is feedability, and the reason for that is the column strength of it, or the buckling point of 4043, is a lot weaker than any other wire out in the market. So it tends to bird nest on you. And if you don't know what a bird nest is, it's basically where you're feeding the wire through your MIG machine. All of a sudden, for whatever reason, it hits resistance points, like maybe you burn back to the contact tip. That drive motor has no idea that it burned back to the tip. So that drive motor is going to continuously feed. What ends up happening, since the column strength is a lot weaker with 4043, it will actually buckle at that drive motor and create like a bird nest, like an actual bird nest that you see up in a tree. That's why it's called a bird nest. So with 4043, that's the biggest problem. So most people need to go with a push-pull gun, a spool gun, a short lead. But in our case, we are using a Fronius Transsteel 2200, and they design it for feedability without spool guns, push-pull guns, but also they make characteristics for that 4043 wire. So in this video, we're gonna be welding the same base plate, 60-61, all the variety of thicknesses, out of position, flat, 100% argon gas, 75-25 helium, even though I didn't see much of a difference with 5356, but we'll try it anyways. That's what we're gonna be doing in this video. I'm gonna show you where to set your machine and what the welds look like, so let's get moving.
Hello everybody, 4043 is soft like me. I'm Elmo and I'm soft like a teddy bear. La 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 la, la 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 la, Elmo soft.
We're running 4043 on 110 power with this Transsteel 2200. We can go up to 225 inches a minute and roughly 26.8 volts. We're running 60 thousandths material thickness with 047 4043 with 100% argon gas, all on 110 power. Alright, let's set this machine down to 60 thousandths material thickness and around 15.5 volts. Now, a 60 thousandths base material thickness, we're getting close to the same wire diameter size, which is 047 4043. So I'm going to put about 3 or 4 tacks in this to ensure that the weld joint doesn't open up. That's common on thinner gauge stuff if you don't put enough tacks or fixture it well. Did my little golf swing to ensure I don't get stuck on the table as I'm welding this lap joint. You can check the puddle from behind. It's very stable. We're not getting a lot of spatter, and it's a very consistent short circuit transfer on the 60 thousandths plate with 4043. And then you really can't complain about that, especially in short circuit mode with a 110-220 machine. Check out the weld, looking good, no burn through. We're running around 1/4 inch material thickness with 047 4043 with 100% argon gas, all on 110 power. I'm going to max the machine out, which gives me around 136 amps, 225 inches per minute wire feed speed, and 26.8 volts. Looking at this arc shot on 1/4 inch plate on 110 power with 4043, you can tell it's starving a little bit. So my recommendation is 3/16 plate maximum with 4043 on 110. But if you want to go to 53, 56, that 1/4 inch will be no problem on 110 power with the Transsteel 2200. But I wanted to try 75-25 helium with 40-43 on 110 to see if there's a huge difference. You can look at this arc shot and it does narrow it down a little bit, but not enough for the gas cost. Next up is 80 thousandths material thickness with 047 4043, 100% argon gas, all on 110 power. I'm going to turn my material thickness to 80 thousandths, but I'm going to turn my volts down because I'm running out of position to 15.6. I'm going to get this T-joint tacked up on this other T-joint, get my little test swing going, cha-ching. And when I'm running a vertical up aluminum, I do it similar to steel where I go up into the joint, down to the side, over, up into the joint, down to the side, over. With 40-43, it wets out quite a bit more in the toes compared to 53-56. So you want to make sure you focus on your speed and not burn through. But look at that arc shot. The weld seam, really good. We are running 5/16 material thickness with 047 4043, 100% argon gas, all on 230 volt power. This is a horizontal fillet weld. I'm going to max my material thickness out and adjust my volts somewhere around 27.4. There's nothing better than 230 volt power in a true spray with aluminum. Keep in mind your duty cycle, so if you're running this all day, you might want to bump up to the next size machine. But I go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth to get a dime stack. Everybody's looking for the stack of dimes. And I'm going to grab my camera right now, check out the weld. Looking really good. Nice. We're going to be running 1/4 inch material thickness with 047 4043, 100% argon gas, all on 230 volt power. This is an overhead fillet weld on 1/4 inch plate, so I'm going to set it to 1/4 inch, and then I'm going to go over here to my volts, and I'm going to bump them somewhere around 25.2 volts. I'm running this overhead, and believe it or not, overhead runs very similar to the flat or horizontal position, so you don't really need much adjustment. So just make sure you keep that push angle, keep it steady. You can do a little whip and pause to get some dime action, but it's pretty simple to weld overhead with aluminum. Not that bad. Let's check this weld out. Come on, get her up. There it is. All right, check it out. Nice. Look at that. Just like horizontal or flat. Vertical up is a fun thing. Vertical up is a fun thing. Yeah. Excellent.